Hello everyone, I hope you're having a good day. Today in maths we are going to have a look at repeated addition again. This is something that we had a look at the start of year 2. So we're going to recap and practice again today. So our learning intention is to understand repeated addition. This is our starter. It says, wow, I have been given some beautiful flowers. I wonder how many I have altogether. How could we solve this? And you can see that on the side I've got 4 bouquets of flowers, and in each of the flower pots I have got 3 flowers. So I've got 4 groups of 3. How could we solve this? You can pause the video to have a think now. You can talk to someone who's with you, or if you're at school you could have a discussion. So pause the video now to have a go at that. Okay, well done for discussing that. I'm going to show you 2 different ways that we could have solved this problem. So there's 2 different ways. We've got addition and multiplication. So let's have a look at the solution if we were to work it out using addition. So here I've laid out my 4 vases with my flowers in to show that I'm just adding all of them together. So I'm adding one group of 3, another group of 3, this group of 3 and another group of 3, and when I add them all together they equal 12. This is called repeated addition because each time we are repeating the same amount to get to our final answer. Let's have a look at multiplication. This time I can see that I've got my repeated addition just above here where I'm repeating the same operation over and over again with the same amount to get to the answer. But what I could also do is I can work out that in each group I have 3 and I have 4 groups of 3. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of flowers, and in each of these groups I've got 3. So 3 times 4 is 12. So this is a really clear explanation of what repeated addition is. We are just adding the same number, which is called the addend, over and over. So here's another example. I've got 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, which equals 12. And this time it's shown with these green stars. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw a circle around the groups. I've got 3 here, adding another 3, adding another group of 3, and adding my final group of 3. And altogether that equals 12. Here is another example for us. This time I've got groups of 5. Here's the repeated addition. 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 is 30. And if we were to look at that as a multiplication calculation, we've got 6 lots of, or 6 groups of 5. Okay, in each group I have 5, and it's really important that we know how many groups of 5 that we have to make sure that we get to the right answer. So this is going to be my practice, and you can have a go alongside me if you'd like to. Here are 4 hands. How many fingers are there all together? Now what I could do is I could sit and I could count each of the fingers all together, but that would take me quite a while to sit here and count each finger. There must be a quicker way to do it. If you're feeling confident already, then you can have a go at writing the repeated addition sentence. If not, then we're going to have a look now. So what I've done, I've laid out my hands again. So I've got this group of fingers, this group of fingers, this group of fingers, and this group of fingers. I know I've got 4 hands, and on each hand, I've got 5 fingers to count. So I've got 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. Now to work this out, I could count up in my 5 times tables, 4 times, 5, 10, 15, 20. My answer is 20. Now it's time for your turn. It says we go to the pond and see 5 ducks waddle by. How many feet are there altogether? Now we know that each duck has got 2 feet, and we know that we've seen 5 ducks. It's your turn to have a go at writing the repeated addition sentence, not the multiplication sentence. Have a go at writing the repeated addition sentence. Remember, you're writing the same number and adding it over and over again for how many ducks we see this time. Pause this video to have a go. Well done for having a go at that. I'll reveal the answer. So you can see that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups of 2, and we're just adding them all together. This is repeated addition because we're repeating it each time, and your answer should have been 10. Here is another practice for you. It says, we've gone shopping to get more pens. Each pack has got 10 pens inside. We buy 4 of them. How many pens are there all together? Write the repeated addition sentence. So what we could do is we could sit and count each of those pens to see how many we've got, but there is a quicker way. You're going to have a go at writing the repeated addition sentence. Remember, each pack has got 10 and we have 4 groups of 10. Okay, so pause the video to have a go now. Well done for having a go at that. I'll reveal the answer to you. So we've got 4 groups of 10. Let's check 1, 2, 3, 4. And we can count up in our tens 4 times: 10, 20, 30, 40. So our answer is 40. So we have some independent activities now. So if you're feeling less confident, have a go at this for me. You're going to write the repeated addition sentences for these questions. You need to work out how many groups there are and how many there are in each group and write them out for me. If you're feeling more confident, then you can move along to few ideas. So pause the video now if you'd like to have a go at one idea. Well done for having a go at those. Make sure you upload your work to Padlet or email them to us. We'd love to see how you're getting on. This is what you're going to be doing for few ideas. So you can see that there's some different pictures, and at the side I've put some sentences. It says there are something equal groups with something in each group. And then I've given you space to write the repeated addition question. So you need to fill in this sentence correctly, talking about the picture, and then write the repeated addition and the answer. You need to do that for these 3 questions if you're having a go at few ideas. So pause the video now to have a go at these. Well done. Make sure you upload your work to Padlet and email them to us. And here is what you'd be doing if you're doing relate. So there's 2 questions here. You need to answer and say how many groups there are, how many is in each group. You need to write it as a repeated addition sentence and then have a go at writing it as a multiplication. So you need to do that for both the apples and the strawberries here. If you're doing extend, then I've got some word problems for you. I will read them to you quickly. The first one says, Mia went to the zoo and saw 3 zebras. How many legs were there all together? Write the multiplication and repeated addition sentence. The next question says, Antonio was carrying PE equipment to the shed. He had to carry 6 bags filled with balls. There were 10 bags. How many balls were there all together? Write the multiplication and repeated addition sentence. And the last question says, Scarlett went shopping. She bought 6 pairs of shoes. How many shoes are there in total? Write the multiplication and repeated addition sentence. Well done for working so hard again today. We had a special guest somewhere in our slides. I put Peppa Pig in somewhere. Did you manage to spot her? You can let us know by uploading your work to Padlet and putting a comment, or you can send us a message with your work via email as well. Well done for working so hard again today, and we will see you soon.